Welcome to Trading Secrets, education and small business mixed with a bit of zesty Brazilian sauce. Here's your host, Roger.
Hello. Welcome to Trading Secrets podcast. My name is Roger Magalhães, and today's episode is called Don't You Dare to Ask Me That. It took me a while to get my shop remodeled. I also took some time to get prepared for my online training, writing scripts, and recording classes. Honestly, it took a lot longer than I anticipated, but I'm very pleased with the results. So hopefully in a couple of weeks, we'll have our first module live and totally free. And I hope you enjoy and give me some feedback so we can get the next modules even better. I also going to introduce a sponsor today to the show. It is a product that I personally use for my Shades in Place business, quoting system that can make you very efficient. And if you sell window coverings, I think could be a great addition to your business too. And speaking of being busy and trying to be efficient, I realized that I don't do social media really well. I like the interaction part of it. I like to communicate with clients and colleagues. But honestly, I really suck when it comes to making graphics and understanding algorithms with Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. All that jazz is really not for me. So I found someone that I was working with. We did work for about 3 weeks. She was doing a good job. I was really happy. Interaction was coming along, lots of likes. And for a reason that I still don't know why, she just vanished, disappeared, didn't respond to emails anymore. I was kind of, what the heck? But then I just moved on and started looking for a replacement. So I put the word out on Facebook, asking my colleagues for a recommendation. And one of the girls recommended someone and even tagged this girl on my post. So the girl was very responsive, shoot me a message right away. We talked for like 20 minutes on Facebook. I felt good and say, wow, that's good. She's very responsive. I asked if she had any experience with the industry. She said no, but I learned very quick. In a way, I didn't like that part, but on the other side, I said, well, maybe she has a different point of view, so that will be a good thing. And after probably half an hour talking back and forth, I said we should just have a phone conversation to make sure we are on the same page. So the next day, we talk on the phone, explain my desires, what I expected. She seemed to be fine, and then we started. We did the paperwork, and then it was my job to create a shared folder to give her, logos and some of the basic information of my business so she could start doing things. But then I got busy and I never did that. And next thing I know, she posted. On the upside, I liked it that she posted and kind of didn't just waited for me. And it was a good initiative. I was happy with that. What I didn't like it much was the direction and the tone she used on the post. So I called her up the next day and I said, I appreciate that you did that, but the next time I do prefer that you share with me first. And her reaction was like, what? I've been in business for 25 years. Nobody ever asked me to see my posts first. And I say, wait a minute. This is my business. I actually didn't like the post. It didn't sound like me. If you want to work with me, we need to fine tuning to really find the right balance that would resonate Roger on the posts. And she was really upset. She said, if that's the way I want to do it, she wouldn't be the right fit because it will take a lot of time and yada, yada, yada. And I said, well, that's fine. If this is the way you want to treat your clients, you feel like you know everything, we are definitely not a good match. So I moved on, and then another colleague referred me to somebody else. And then I contact this person, which it was absolutely delightful. As a matter of fact, we started doing business together. Her name is Emily Moore, and she owns Lingows Media in Denver, Colorado. We had conversation via email, like an introduction email from my colleague. And then she suggested to have a phone call, which was, wow, totally different than the other girl. And then she set up a Google meeting. We have this video call. She brought in one of her colleagues. Her company's big, it's like 30 employees or so. Kind of trying to understand my needs, trying to understand what I'm trying to go. Totally different from the previous girl. And she was very upfront with the way they do business, asking my input. And I was very, very happy to the point that we committed in working together. And it is totally different. So after the break, I will explain to you why Emily's approach does matter for you that are in the service industry. I'll be right back.
The Trading Secrets Podcast will be right back. As a business owner, you're dealing with inefficiencies every day. Whether it's quoting, ordering, managing staff, booking, there are so many areas you know you're wasting time and losing money. But you could solve many of those problems with just one piece of software. SmartPad Pro is a platform for window coverings dealers that literally does it all. Its founders created it to use in their own window coverings business, then spent years refining it to serve dealers all over the world. Just some of its unique capabilities include the ability to build out all brands, including your own private brands, which the SmartPad team will manage for you. Built-in quoting and payment functions, a customizable drapery tool, the ability to quote in the client's home on any device, automatic appointment reminders and confirmations, dozens of software integrations, including accounting systems and payment gateways. Users love it for its powerful flexibility. They can set it up to fit their own operations perfectly. To get your personal demonstration and start saving time, head to smartpadpro.com. Now back to the Trading Secrets Podcast with your host, Roger.
Welcome back to the show. Now, if you are in the service industry, I don't care if you're in business for 2 months, 3 years, 10 years, 5 decades. The business is not about you, it's about your clients. It's about the needs that your clients have. If you think you sell products, you don't, you sell service. And that is exactly why Emily's approach was the best, because she wanted to learn what my needs were and why that is important. It's because maybe you provide a service that is not the best service for your client. So in that case, you're not going to be happy. Your client is not going to be happy. It will be really a money transaction, nothing else. It's very important to understand if your client and yourself have the same vision, share the same feedbacks, same backgrounds. Otherwise, it just becomes a transaction. One of the reasons I have over 600 five-star reviews is because I don't go for the money. I go for client satisfaction. As an installer, it's very easy to just cut corners and do things quick just to get it done, to get it out. But you shouldn't think that way. Go the extra mile. Make sure your client's expectations are met, even exceeded. Perhaps they don't have the same amount of knowledge that you do. For instance, just the job that I did this week, the designer thought it would take 3 hours to do the job, ended up being 7.5 hours. I canceled my two next jobs just to make sure this job was done proper. Now, I understand a lot of people get frustrated with miscommunication or whatnot. If the client is worth it to keep, explain, educate them, use this opportunity to discuss why things didn't go well, offer your service. Maybe you want to offer a measurement service. So you come and do a second round, make sure things are not missed. And when you get to the installation, things going to go much smoother. So keep that in mind. Focus on happy clients. Money comes in second. I know it sounds crazy, but it is a long-time investment. Do the work up front. Do the best you can. Eventually, money will follow. If you create and build a nice reputation for your business, if you work for someone, just don't focus on the overtime. Don't focus on, I need to get paid for these. Just do your best, and absolutely, people are watching you. You are building a long-term reputation for yourself. The same way Emily did and exceeded my expectations. Now I'm just a happy client with a long-term investment in that company. And that's exactly what you want to do. In the meantime, keep your head up, focus on the long term, and keep living your dream. Until next time, thanks for listening. Take care.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Please send us your comments and suggestions to improve your overall experience. Also, make sure to subscribe to our Trading Secrets newsletter via www.tradingupconsulting.com and tell your friends either by word of mouth or via Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until next time.